Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I am coming at you with a un momento por favor fresh glowy summer makeup look that's supposed to be quite natural. So I think first of all, before we get started, the main thing that comes with having a nice kind of glowy healthy look this time of year round is skincare. And so first on the agenda is definitely just water, lots of water. It's currently summer here in the UK, so it's quite warm. So keeping hydrated is really important. And also I've just kind of been toning down my skincare routine, and I've been using some new products. I really like this product by L'Oreal. I think this was kind of featured in one of Patricia Bright's unboxing, her PO box videos, and this is the L'Oreal Skin Expert Paris Fine Flowers Milk cleanser, and it's got rose and jasmine in it. It's for dry and sensitive skin, and I've really been enjoying using this, especially in the mornings, just as like a nice refreshing cleanser. And what I really like about this is that my skin doesn't feel like dry or tight after I've cleansed with it, which is so refreshing. And I've really been enjoying using this Garnier Skin Active Soothing Botanical Toner with rose water, and it's got 96% natural ingredients. It's also for dry and sensitive skin. Yeah, I've really been enjoying using this as well. I've kind of got like this rose theme going, which is purely accidental. But yes, I realised that I hadn't used like a rose water and glycerin toner in a while, so I thought I'd stock up on this, and I think Este's been raving about the Garnier's kind of skincare range, so I thought I'd pick that up. At this time, it's that time of the month, so my skin actually isn't looking like incredible. I've got like a couple of breakouts and things like that, which is a bit annoying. But other than that, I'd like to think that it has quite a nice healthy glow. I've also really enjoyed using my facial cleansing brush, which has silicone bristles, because I just find that's quite hygienic and I prefer that. And I don't use it like every single day, maybe every other day or 2 to 3 days. And then sometimes I'll just go in with the Boots Botanics tea tree oil. I like to go in with this and just like dab it on a cotton bud and just put it over some blemishes, and it helps dry them out, and it's got antibacterial qualities. So yeah, that's kind of the main thing. And also for moisturiser, I always try and get a bit of an SPF of my moisturiser, and I've just started using this simple kind of Skin Plus Illuminating Radiance Cream, and I think I like it. I think I definitely prefer my Sanctuary Spa Radiance Illuminating Moisturising Lotion. This is what that one looks like. I prefer this, I think, to this, just because the kind of glittery particles in this are a bit more, it's more like glittery rather than like a glow or shimmer, as opposed to the other one. But the other one, I do find that it tends to peel. So I moisturised, toned and treated some of my blemishes, and I put this on. So that's kind of where my face is at the moment. I'm naturally quite oily, so I think I've gotten rid of some excess oils, and I freshly plucked my brows for the longest time ever this morning. So I think I'm just going to get straight onto the routine. So I think the first thing I'm going to go in with is some concealer. I don't usually use concealer, but everyone's been raving about this, which is the NARS Matte Camouflage Concealer, I believe it's called, and I've got it in the colour Medium Dark 4 Hazelnut, and this is kind of like a perfect match for my skin. It's not exactly like a highlighting, illuminating concealer, it's more of the same colour as my skin, but I've been really liking this. I don't think I can tell you too much on it, because I think I can't really compare it to any other concealers I've used, since I don't really use concealer. I usually like to, this is what it looks like. I really like the packaging of it, especially the lid. I like to get it on my ring finger and then kind of dab it into the areas I want to kind of conceal. So mainly this is under my eyes because sometimes I can get some kind of dark circles. And for this look, I'm not going to kind of go crazy or anything in terms of my base. I kind of want it to still be quite natural and just let my natural skin come through, because I feel like sometimes wearing foundation it can kind of become a bit mask-like on me. So yeah, I've just concealed underneath that eye and I'm going to go in and do the next one. And I like using kind of like circular motions to kind of really push it into the skin. I'm just mainly going underneath my eye area to about here, and then I think I might just conceal some discoloration on the top of my lip. But I think that's about it, and I will just kind of cover some blemishes. So I've got one on my nose and a couple on my cheek. When I think I've kind of done most of the work with my finger, I like to get a concealer buffer brush. This is what 142 from Zoeva Cosmetics, and this is from their first rose gold collection, I believe. Again, on the same brush, I kind of like taking it on top of my eyelids to kind of make everything a bit more uniform. But I think I'm kind of done and happy with that. This spot just is really sticking out though. And I'm gonna now go in with some creamy highlight, and I'm really enjoying using the Tanya Burr's Cheek Illuminator in the colour Golden Girl. So it looks like this, and you just kind of twist it. This is what it looks like. I kind of use it all year round, but I kind of use it a lot during this time of year, just kind of make the most of it. And I just like putting it like all over the cheek. I generally start by kind of chucking all over the cheek, on both sides. And because it is a cream consistency, I really just like kind of blending it in with my ring finger again. And then when it kind of finishes, I like getting my middle finger and just kind of blending it across. And I tend to be quite liberal with this. I really like it, especially at the high points of my cheek. And I also really like to use it just underneath my eyebrows on the brow bone. And then I take it down the bridge of my nose. And then I just take it right there at the bottom of my nose, just kind of where you would highlight. And then I also like to take it on my Cupid's bow. And I tend to be quite liberal again with it there. And then I'll just take the excess and just chuck it on my chin and blend that out. Then the next thing I go in with is this kind of, I think I always talk about this because it's how I prefer to kind of contour now, and it's called draping. So I'm gonna get like a cream product that isn't necessarily like your traditional contour colour, and it's kind of a blush as well, and kind of try and sculpt my face in a bit. So I like to use the face shaped brush. Usually I go in with this really dark purpley colour from Mulberry. I really like using lipsticks because I find that they've got really nice creamy consistency, and there's like an abundance of shade ranges because I find it quite hard to find like contour colours for my skin tone, especially in the high street. So I'm actually going in with something different today. This is Sash from Topshop. I'm kind of coming to the end of this lipstick now. I've had it for a while. I'll swatch it for you. But I really like it. And what I like to do is just kind of get the brush and dab it on there. And then grab my mirror. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. Grab my mirror, and because I'm darker anyway, and when I catch the sun, I tend to like tan quite easily, and you can kind of see that I naturally have a kind of constant tan line of where I'd naturally kind of get contoured. So I just like to look in the mirror and follow that, like just from my ear. I like to do it kind of quite subtly because I'm not kind of going too hard on makeup today. So this is kind of sculpting and bronzing my face at the same time. and this is kind of a bit more reddy earth toned than the one I usually use, and it's not as dark, but I really like it. I think I might go in with a little bit of my contour powder shade, but I think this is quite nice. It's quite subtle. I've kind of done there for a second, and I'm going to now get a little bit of blush and just kind of keep on with sculpting my cheeks. I'm going to take a Real Techniques dipped in brush and one of my favourite blushes, which is Sahara from Sleek, that I've definitely hit pan on, but I'm going to keep going until it's done. I'm just swirling it around, and again, I'm trying to kind of create a good transition between the top part of my cheek to the bottom, so I'm going just like in between where I contoured and bronzed, and then smiling, and then just wisping on the apples of my cheeks and joining that all together. I also like to take this and pop some on my nose, and a little bit on my chin, and then also on my temples, kind of warm them up a little bit. And then I'm going to just pop some of NARS Orgasm all over my the high tops of my cheeks. Again, NARS Orgasm blush, which is a gorgeous shade. I'm taking my Luxe sheer cheek brush, putting it in, tapping it off, and just gently brushing it on the high points of my cheeks. Not that I need any more glow, and then just a little bit on the bottom of my nose, and just brush it across my cupid's bow. And I think that's basically it. I think I'm going to take one of my favourite blushes from H&M. It is quite a bright colour. It's like a very impactful coral, like corally hot pink colour. This large powder brush from Zoeva, and I'm going to just pop it in the middle, cap off the excess, and smile and just put some on the apples of my cheeks, just to kind of let that pop a little bit more, just to accentuate that blush. And again, just dusting the excess on my nose, my chin and my temples, just to give the rest of my face some dimension and colour. Next thing I'm probably going to do are my eyebrows, because I haven't done those, but yeah, I think I'm basically done with cheeks. I'm quite happy with that. But yeah, I'm going to tackle my brows. I do quite a lot of things to my brows. It's quite a long process, but I kind of think it works for me, so I'm going to take you through step by step. So the first thing I use is just a dark brown eyebrow pencil. This one is from HEMA, which is some random shop that was in Hammersmith Broadway, I want to say, just in that like centre bit. My mum got one and I really liked it, so I asked her to get me one, but any brown eye pencil would do. And this is quite dark, and I just like to give myself a bit more definition, because what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go in with the NYX brow pomade, and this is brunette, which is quite light and ashy on me, but I kind of like a lighter look for my brows, so kind of not so intense, but I kind of do want a bit of definition. And I've brushed through them with a spoolie, by the way. So just kind of giving it a bit more colour and definition. So I think I'm happy with that. It's kind of quite subtle and natural. But now I'm going to go in with the pomade. I'm using this wing liner brush from Zoeva that's kind of been well loved by me. And this is what the colour looks like, and you might be thinking, wow, that's really quite pale for you, Margaret. But my brows naturally are kind of quite sparse, and my hair isn't, it's black, but it's just not like that jet black, and there's not too much of it. And I kind of prefer this more subtle look. So I kind of filled that one in with the pomade, and it kind of brings it down a little bit, and it's not as warm, but I quite like the look of it. It looks like how my brow should. So those are my brows. I mean, I always struggle with the ends of them this side and what to do with them, but I think they look kind of alright. And then usually I go in with this dark colour again, just to kind of warm them up a little bit and set them. I realise this is quite a lot to do for my brows, but I quite like it and they tend to last all day. And then finally, for the last step, I like to go in with a brow gel, and I've got this brow gel in brunette once again, just to kind of make the hairs stand out and give my brows a bit more dimension, because they can look a little bit flat and blocky. So I quite like going in with this. So I don't know if you can see, but that kind of just adds a little something to the brow I like, so it's kind of giving it a bit more texture. I could go in with concealer and clean them up a little bit, but I'm not really into that too much anymore. And now I'm just gonna do my eyes, and I think I should be basically done. For my eyes, I'm just going to go in with a nice kind of browny red colour through my brow bone, if I can find a brush. I'm using the Base Shadow something brush from Real Technique. So I'm just going to go in with a nice kind of reddy colour, like the same colour as the end of this brush. This is just my go-to eye look. And I feel like it gives a nice lift to the eyes, so it's kind of subtle but still there. I like to kind of bring it down a little bit and blow it out a little bit. I think it looks quite nice, and really get it on the corners of my lids. And then I like to go in with another brown colour that's less red and more so my skin colour, but a little bit lighter, all over the lid to kind of give a lift. And that's kind of basically it. I've been liking not really wearing mascara recently, and also I'm not really into like jet black winged eyeliner, and sometimes I'll wear it like on occasion, but I do like getting like a nice dark brown and just like lining my upper lid. So I've got the same dip brow pomade in like an espresso colour from NYX, and sometimes I will line my lashes, but I think they're fine today. I'm quite happy to just have this as my finished look, really, and put back on my glasses. Oh, I've just looked into the viewfinder, and something I forgot to do was lips. I've already put on lip balm before I started this tutorial. I'm going to go in with this Rimmel London one. I want to say it's Rimmel London. The whole thing's like rubbed off of it now. I can't remember what colour it is. I've used it before, so I'll try and link it down in the description. But it's a very good nude on me. So I'm just gonna line my lips and then fill them in. So I've lined my lips, kind of put this all over. And then I'm just gonna go in with a gloss, because I think that will look really nice. I think that glosses are definitely for this time of year. I thought this colour was amongst my things, but it wasn't. It was in my bag, and this is the Sexy Mother Pucker by Soap & Glory in Bare Enough, and I use this all the time. It's got like a plumping effect, which I don't need, but I do love this lip gloss. Yeah, so that is my finished look. I know it's unconventional to not have put on any mascara, but feel free to, or don't if you don't want to, but yeah, this is my like natural glowy summer makeup look. I really hope that you've enjoyed it. Do give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know what you thought and what products you like to use at this time of year to get that glowy look. And I'll see you next time with another video. Bye! One thing I thought I'd mention is that you could get a bit of powder and just kind of powder all the necessary areas, like just setting your concealer and just a little bit over the forehead. don't feel like you have to do this. Yeah. I just keep it to the center of the face. Underneath my skin. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time with another video. I really hope you enjoyed